Hello, small group leaders. Welcome to week 7 of our time together. We are plowing through the book of Judges, and we get to the story of Abimelech, and it's crazy. Abimelech is not a good man. He is one of Gideon's 70 children from Gideon's various wives and concubines. Gideon has died. Israel has again fallen into chaos, and they need to pick someone to bring them out of this. And so they go and choose Abimelech against really the warnings from everybody. There's a man named Jotham who says, "Don't pick Abimelech. He is not interested in anything but himself and his own power and his own prestige." And they did not heed Jotham's warning. They wanted Abimelech because Abimelech was the kind of guy you want fighting for you. He was strong. He was brutal. He was an easy, quick grasp at power, and he wanted power. He wanted it for himself, and so they, against their wisdom, chose Abimelech to be the one who would lead them. And y'all, he tried to kill everybody. He was a terrible person. And what we see in the life of Abimelech is what we see when our own self-interest reigns. When we actually do what is right in our own eyes, when we refuse to follow the Lord's commands. When we refuse to wait on God to provide a way out, for God to provide a deliverer. And we try to make a way ourselves. And so Abimelech, he goes crazy. He takes people, puts them in a tower. He locks it shut. He sets it on fire. And still yet, in all of chapter 9, God isn't mentioned one time. We're not given the name of God, Yahweh. There's no mention of God. And still his sovereignty is on display. Because Abimelech would meet his end. Abimelech was a man who sought power, a man who sought prestige. He was hyper masculine. He was a misogynist. And he meets his death. He meets his end. Israel is actually freed from Abimelech by the actions of another woman who throws something out of a window and kills him. It's crazy, y'all. I told you, Book of Judges is nuts. And so chapter 9 is going to be a hard chapter to talk about. Week 7 is going to be a hard one. And so we're going to look at Abimelech. What is he chasing? What is he after? What are we after? How is God's sovereignty on display in this passage? And why is it that Jesus, on this side of Judges, on this side of Calvary, why is it that we're told to lay down our selfish ambition? Why did Jesus lay down his selfish ambition? To do the will of God, to not do the will of his own heart. When he's praying in the garden, he's saying, if there's another way, let this cup pass from me. I don't want to take this cup of wrath that's coming my way. Jesus doesn't take his own way out. He submits to what God has for him. He waits. He waits on the goodness of God. He waits. He acts out God's plan. He is our deliverer. We must wait on God to work on our behalf, not go into business for ourselves like we see Abimelech doing here. It's a tragic, sad, terrible look at what happens when we chase the desires of our own hearts instead of the desire of what God has for us. That's what we're going to find this week. It's a snapshot of depravity. It's going to be hard to look through. It's going to be hard to see. It's going to be hard to talk about. And still yet it's in Scripture, and so we can't overlook it because God has something for us. So again, if you have any questions at all, ask your discipleship director on your campus. Reach out to me, reach out to your pastors. We are happy to help you process through this and enjoy week 7 of your time together.